Hi guys, welcome back to Chatters DIY. My latest video is probably going to end up a little bit more of a slideshow than a video. Filming my latest projects has proven difficult with time due to trying to get the projects done as quickly as possible and filming taking so long. So what I'm probably going to do is recap some of the things that I've been doing through photographs that I've taken along the way, and then at the end kind of introduce you to, we'll give you a sneak preview on some of the projects that are coming up, with dedicated videos for the best projects that I've been up to, and I have been busy, you'll see. So first up is replacing this old street sign at the end of my road. You'll see how rusty and old the post is, and I was sick of seeing it falling over at the end of the road. So the plan was to make it all out of wood that I've got lying around already in the garage, making a flower box at the bottom with a post coming up and then framing the new sign at the top. Flower box is as simple as it gets really, 3 and 4x2s glued together to make panels and then just butt jointed at each end. So looking from underneath, you'll see that the post extends about a foot into the ground, and I've cut out a little notch all the way around so that the concrete's got a little bit more purchase on it. This is where I was just setting the depth of the cut and also the width of the cut on the rip fence to make the frame that go around the sign. There's a little bit of a jump in a minute where I'll go straight to the finished article due to whilst cutting the frame I actually had a little accident. I had kicked back off a piece of wood from the table saw and it hit me in the finger, and that came sharp, let me tell you. But it didn't, luckily it didn't wreck the project, so there it is. The frame went in, the sign went in, and I really like the way the old rustic sign looks inside there. So there it is in all its glory. Bear in mind it is midwinter, so I know the rest of the ground looks a little bit shabby, but that'll get cleared up over the coming months. Moving on then, I've made another bed. This time it's for my little girl. She's in a little box room, and it has its own challenges. We want the bed to go from the side wall to the opposite side wall, and actually it's such a small space, there's only going to be the requirement for one end or side frame and the bed platform. So obviously I've already made a couple of bed videos. It's exactly the same process, so I haven't filmed this one, but at this stage of the build I was just checking that it all fitted well from wall to wall. The other dimensions for this bed were determined by the height of the windowsill. I wanted the mattress height to sit at the same sort of level, but also if I could get some usable play space underneath. And then once completed, the kids gave it the seal of approval. They really liked it. Since these photos are taken, I've added some strip LED lights to the underneath of the bed, and there's already a plug there, and it all lights up, and she's got all like the cushions and toys under there, so that's brilliant for soft play. Moving on again then to another job that I've done. I haven't filmed this one again because, to be honest, there are so many videos available on YouTube already on making crosscut sleds that it just seemed pointless. This is my old one. This section here just seems to have warped slightly over time, and what I'm having to do is, if I'm making cuts in the middle of a board, then this is pushing the square out, so I'm having to trim the line just a little bit heavy, and then cut it again on the line so that I get the precise cut. Unfortunately, what that means is you're literally doubling the amount of mesh you make, so it's and extending the amount of time it takes to do anything. It's doing my head in. So I'm swapping it out. So here's Mark II. Made some big improvements. This rear section now, instead of being one piece of lumber, it's now made out of 3 pieces of plywood that have been laminated together. That should prevent any warping. And also this section here, as it comes up, is perfectly square with the base, which again on the old one wasn't quite perfect. This has got an adjustable stop block, so you can twist the end down there, make sure this is slack, and it comes out. You extend that to wherever you need it to go to, and then we can tighten it up. So I haven't made a video on it, but if anybody does want to see a little bit more detail about how it was made, then I'm sure I could do a retrospective one. Just leave a comment in the section below, and I'll see what I can do for you. So sticking with the table saw, then I've made one other adjustment, utilising the space underneath the saw itself. Much better is my first attempt to draw, and it's all just made out of leftover pieces of plywood from my previous project, which I'll go into more detail in a second. The only thing that I was a bit amazed at was how expensive the draw runners are, more than a tenner for a pair from B&Q, so I'm probably going to try and source them cheaper off eBay or something in the future. But I really like how they work, very easy to fit, so yeah, chuffed with that one. I did say that the drawer was made out of scrap plywood left over from a job that I'd done. That job was for a gaming / dining table, which I was asked to do by a couple of my wife's friends. They'd seen some available in America mostly, whereby it's a dining table by day. You can remove the lid, and then underneath is a playing area for board games and card games, etc. The playing surface is at this height, so there's a 4-inch drop, so that the dice or any other components don't go falling off the edge of the table. I've come up with a layered plywood design, which is really strong, and managed to incorporate one thing that they asked for, which was somewhere to put drinks with attachable shelving. These can be customised for the gaming purposes or for the drinks in this particular case. That project worked out absolutely class. I'm literally just finishing off the shelving for it. The table itself has already been delivered. The playing surface we managed to line with some faux leather that we had printed with a map of Westeros from Game of Thrones, and it looks the bomb. It's probably one of my best pieces of work actually. Unfortunately I didn't do a video for that project. As I said at the beginning of this video, time constraints were just such that I needed to get it done as soon as possible. It was taking up a hell of a lot of room in the garage. There was nowhere to, I'm trying to live in this workshop at the same time as working here, so that needed to be gone. So I took some photographs and I'll do a short video on it, but I might be making another one later on in the year. If you want to see a video for one of those, and I am going to make another one, then please leave a comment at the end and let me know that you want to see it, and I'll see what I can do, hopefully if I get an order for another one. And then last but not least is a massive kids play area down the bottom of the garden, which is awesome and was pretty much nearly all constructed from scrap wood, apart from the floorboards for it, and I really enjoyed doing that one. I did do the majority of that one as a video. That should be coming out very soon. I'm just waiting for a couple of parts just to finish it off, and then that'll be hitting the airwaves. Thanks for joining me again on Chatters DIY. That's it for this one. If you're enjoying what I'm doing and you like what you're seeing, then please hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. That's always appreciated and helps me out on the channel. And I hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.